Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Friday, December 12. I'm Carrie Simpson. A special welcome to our viewers on YouTube, TVJ International in the Cayman Islands, and online at onespotmedia.com. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
National Council on Drug Abuse concerned about rise in substance abuse post-Hurricane Melissa. Agriculture Minister urges farmers to get insured. And later in sports, West Indies lose second test to New Zealand by 9 wickets.
Now the details. The National Council on Drug Abuse is expressing concern about the possible rise in substance abuse in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. This as loss, stress, trauma and tragedy continues to take a toll on some hurricane victims. Details in this report.
The passage of Hurricane Melissa, much of the focus has been on rebuilding homes and getting the economy up and running. However, there's concern that some victims may turn to substance abuse in light of their distress. Oki Atkinson is the Senior Director of Research at the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA.
We are concerned about what we're seeing now. We don't know the scope of it in terms of the numbers and all of that. But based on what we have seen, social media, our own community engagement, and otherwise our talks with teachers and so on, we do know that there are a number of concerns regarding young people using as well as adults using, turning to substances to feel better.
Given the current circumstances, the NCDA notes that it's normal for people to turn to activities which make them feel better despite the risks. The agency has been visiting some schools and communities in some of the hardest hit parishes ahead of an upcoming survey, and by all indication, support will be needed.
We have recognized that it's not only the young people the students who are affected. There are schools where more than half of the teachers have lost their roof. And therefore, you're talking about a circumstance where everybody is stressed out. And everybody needs the kind of support that allows them to be able to cope with the problem as well as identify solutions that are more healthy and lead to more healthy outcomes.
The revelation comes as mental health remains a major challenge in the country. In response, Ms. Atkinson says the agency has been expanding its mandate beyond substance prevention and treatment. Now, focus is also being placed on mental wellness.
We want to destigmatize this whole issue of mental unwellness or mental illness. And so the agency is expanding. We now have psychosocial officers. We have substance misuse prevention officers, parish coordinators, psychologists. We have a really good team, case managers, case officers, who are now working to be able to reach more people.
As communities work to recover physically from Hurricane Melissa, the message is clear. Protecting emotional and mental health is just as important. Prince Moore, TVJ News.
The annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony in downtown Kingston might have been scaled down, but the municipal corporation says it's still expected to bring light and optimism into the lives of Jamaicans shadowed by disaster. Jamila Maitland reports.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah!
Cheers, laughter echoed through the St. William Grand Park in downtown Kingston on Tuesday.
This is our tree for 2025, bringing joy, love, cheer, hope, happiness, and goodwill, not only to the people of Kingston, but entire Jamaica.
Scores of people gathered for the annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation says the event would have been scaled down because of the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa.
We cannot pretend that things are normal everywhere, and we cannot be tone deaf. Our country is still healing. In a time like this, we choose simplicity, respect, and togetherness.
Then it was down to business. Mayor Andrew Swaby appealed to vendors, commuters and motorists alike about the growing frustration and fear that comes with doing business in downtown during the Christmas period.
Work with us. Keep to the designated areas. Help us to keep downtown open, safe and welcoming to everyone. This is not a fight against vendors. It is to make sure downtown work for all of us.
He says the corporation has been working with stakeholders to maintain law and order in the busy business and market areas that will continue in 2026.
When our sidewalks and roadways are blocked, it slows everything down. Traffic, business, and even basic safety. It makes it harder for people to walk, harder for them to shop, and harder for us to keep order. And the truth is, in the end, it hurts not only the public, but the vendors themselves.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
In the meantime, Mayor Swaby is accusing the central government of underfunding KSAMC salaries for the past 3 years. He says the municipal corporation has been forced to absorb costs, creating a growing financial burden and threatening essential services.
This shortfall has placed even more pressure on our budget. The government often boasts about the public sector reclassification and the higher salaries that came with it. But they are not sending the KSAMC the full funds needed to honor those very increases. I understand that this situation doesn't only apply to the KSAMC, but to other municipal corporations.
Mayor Swaby also announced that each KSAMC division has been allocated $2.5 million for the December Employment Generation Program. He has instructed the City Engineers Department to ensure all projects are carried out with full transparency and strict accountability.
So that the residents of Kingston St. Andrew will see real improvement in their communities. I urge all councillors to actively support these efforts, monitor the work in your respective division, and engage with the team on the ground.
Agriculture Minister Floyd Green is imploring farmers island-wide to get insured as the country prepares for the possibility of future natural disasters. Minister Green says farmers hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa received payment to help with the recovery process.
Through GK Insurance, something called Weather Protect. It's a parametric insurance scheme which protects against weather-related events. So excessive wind, excessive rain, drought, right? All the farmers that were insured got paid in Hurricane Melissa.
He says payment is determined by triggers and not damage.
If you have a certain amount of rainfall, so let us say rainfall is above, I'm just going to give a figure, above 10 millimeters, then automatically you're paid. If the wind is above, if the wind reaches category 5.
So it doesn't matter whether you were damaged
or not.
Okay.
The good thing is now that clearly it was fairly new. We've been through Beryl, we've been through Raphael, Tropical Storm Raphael, and now Melissa. All of them have triggered payments to different levels. Melissa, most of the payments were at the maximum, right? But we still only have a small number of farmers. It was just about over 100 farmers. We do have a program at the ministry where farmers, we will pay the base rate for you free.
Now, it should be noted that in the wake of a natural disaster, farmers who submit insurance claims can receive payments within 2 weeks. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, has begun seedling and fertilization distribution in several parishes for affected farmers. Farmers in East Albion and Poorman's Corner in St. Thomas say they are grateful for the feeding support they recently received. Speaking with TVJ News, they note that the assistance comes at a crucial time and they're happy.
We are in the East. What that means is that we don't get the hit as hard as in the West and further on. So we still have to give God thanks, because I think rather would have to stretch widely to the areas what was hard hit. So we give thanks. And today I'm proudly glad that I could have been at the meeting. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have known what I know today.
At these connects, we have been getting different feedback from our farming community. Some of them are actually concerned as it relates to how quickly we'll be able to assist them with getting back into production. Some of them have started to producing already, and we have been assisting these farmers. It is an ongoing process, so not all the farmers will be able to be assisted at once.
At the recent sitting of the Mandeville Municipal Corporation's monthly meeting, councillors observed a moment of silence for 9-year-old Amoya Moore, who died after being hit by a garbage truck in Mandeville earlier this week. Councillor for the Walderston Division, David Knight, offered prayers for her family and the driver of the ill-fated accident.
That you will visit with the family. It can be easy for parents to be burying their children. Lord, we know that grieving does not need to have a time limit on it. And so we grieve and we continue to grieve.
Meanwhile, the councillor for the Grovetown Division, where the child's family and relatives reside, revealed that they are devastated by the incident and are not coping well.
To pray for the family. They are going through hard time. The son, I can't tell the position that he's in. So let us all pray. Christmas is a time of giving, showing love and care. And I'm going to ask all of us to look at our minds and see how ourselves and see what can we do for someone.
And on a lighter note, the S Hotel has announced a multi-million-dollar humanitarian initiative aimed at helping Jamaicans who lost their homes during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. The project, dubbed S4 Shelters, will see the construction of 61 bedroom houses valued at more than $21 million. Details in this report.
The initiative emerged after Hurricane Melissa, when guests from overseas began calling the hotel, expressing guilt about vacationing in Jamaica, while communities across the island remain devastated. Manager and brand ambassador of the hotel, Andre Scope, says several visitors to the Montego Bay Resort have joined the initiative, assisting with the painting of the homes.
This is just our way of contributing and assisting those who are without. And I would say it's a heartwarming initiative, something that we are extremely, it's important to us. As a Jamaican-owned hotel.
Really, as a first responder in many different respects, I'm glad to be here first and to help in the rebuilding process as a tourist, as someone that's actively helping build homes for people that have lost everything. And so it's with a great deal of compassion. And I've been to Jamaica before. I know the resilience of the people. And again, I'm proud to be here.
3 homes have already been delivered to families in Hertford, Westmoreland and Black River, St. Elizabeth, with 2 more nearing completion.
And we hope that we can keep doing at least 2 to 3 homes a day. And this initiative, as I said, is very important to us. It's very close to our hearts. We really want to ensure that Jamaicans, especially fastly approaching, that they have a roof over their heads.
Project manager of the hotel, Carter Nelson, says the houses are purpose-built for strength and longevity.
These houses.
And it's time for a break here on the Midday News. But stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back. We're continuing the news. It is now time for the Business Minute.
Fontana is reporting a stable net profit of $592 million for the financial year ended June 30, 2025. supported by record revenues of $9.5 billion. The company's revenues climbed 17%, up from just over $8 billion last year. Fontana says the strong top-line performance was driven by the continued growth of its Portmore store, strong results from its Waterloo and Fairview locations, and the successful launch of its beauty concept store, Aura by Fontana. The integration of 3 former Monarch Pharmacy outlets also contributed to the revenue boost. Gross profit increased to $3.6 billion, reflecting improved procurement practices and greater supply chain efficiencies. The company's gross margin inched up to 38%.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, the Cuban ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda is condemning the seizure of an oil tanker by the United States off the coast of Venezuela, calling it modern piracy. The tanker, named the Skipper, was also found to be falsely flying the Guyana flag, according to Maritime Administration. Washington says the vessel was sanctioned for involvement in Iranian oil trading, a move Venezuela and Cuba are denouncing as illegal. And on the international scene, forecasters are warning that historic flooding across Washington state could turn deadly if residents ignore evacuation orders. Rivers continue to rise, swamping homes and businesses, with the Snohomish near Seattle and the Skagit to the north among the hardest hit. Officials fear levees could fail, causing even more damage as communities statewide struggle with dangerous high water. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alion. Now the Midday Sports package is on the other side of this break, so please stay with us.